Parama. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Vande Guru Isha Bhaktan Isham Isha Avtarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shaktim Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. Text 19 and 20 also very, very important, remembering Shri Guru, Shri Bhagavan and the Bhaktas. Granthera Arambha Kori Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana Hai Vighana Nashana Tinera Smarana Hai Vighna Vinashana Anayase hai nija vanchita purana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining this reading of Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. So we will get started by we were just on the canto or Adi Lila, chapter 1, text number 32. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is remembering all the prayers of the worshipable deities, devotees, benedictions, blessings, and very, very important thing also, the Vastu, Vasta Vastu. We also discuss about the Vastu or the real essence, the real summon bonum is Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We're not talking about some Hollywood, Bollywood actor here. We're not talking by our own mental speculation. Many people think, oh, I am God, he is God, she is God. We're talking about from the authorized scripture. So, text number 32 will start. Krishna Guru Bhakta Shakti Avatara Prakasha Krishna Eiche Rupe Karina Vilasa. Try, dear Vaishnavas, try to read in this meter. Okay, it's like a beautiful song, Amrita. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Krishna enjoys by manifesting himself as the spiritual master, the devotees, the diverse energies, the incarnations, and the plenary portions. They are all 6 in 1. Hare Krishna. So, 6 in 1, 2 in 1, 5 in 1. The Lord is everything, right? In short, He is infinite in 1, 6 in 1, 5 in 1. And He is so variegated also. In my childhood, I used to play games, 99999999 in 1. But they were all pretty much same. There was no variegatedness. So the Lord is the supreme spiritual master, the devotees, and how He expands as multiple forms, the incarnations, pleasure potencies, etc. So let's see, text 33. What are these 6 manifestations, which we already read in text 1, but there are more details here. Yes, someone wants to read? Yes, Kashish Mataji. Yes.
Hey Krishna, Tanvat to all devotees. Eichaya tatvera kari charana vandana prathame samanya kari mangala charana. Translation: I therefore worship the lotus feet of these 6 diversities of the One Truth by invoking their benedictions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Worshipping the lotus feet of who? The Guru, the devotees, the diverse energies, incarnations. So all these are the 6 diversities of one truth. So we should always start with Mangalacharan. Samanya Prathame Samanya Kori Mangalacharana. Let's see what else. Yes, this one. Text 34. Yes, Prakriti Mataji, you want to read this? Aparna Madam, you want to read, please? Okay, Moksha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, all devotees, Danvat Pranam. Text 34. Vande Guru Isha Bhaktan Isham Isha Varatan Tat Praka Tat Prakachit Krishna Chaitanya Kanam. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I offer respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, His plenary portions, His energy, and the primeval Lord Himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Purport: Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has composed this Sanskrit verse for the beginning of this book, and now he will explain it in detail. He offers his respectful obeisances to the six principles of absolute truth. Gurun, the plural in number because anyone who gives spiritual instructions based on revealed scriptures is accepted as a spiritual master. Although others give help in showing the way to beginners, the Guru who first initiates one with the Maha Mantra is to be known as the initiator, and the saints who give instructions for the progressive advancement in Krishna consciousness are called instructing spiritual masters. The initiating and instructing spiritual masters are equal and identical manifestations of Krishna, although they give different dealings. Their function is to guide the conditioned souls back to Godhead. Therefore, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami accept Nityanand Prabhu and the six Goswamis in the category of Guru. Isha Bhaktan refers to the devotees of the Lord like Srivasa and the other such followers who are the energy of the Lord and are qualitatively non-different from Him. Isha Bhakta Rakan refers to the acharyas like Advaita Prabhu, who is an avatar of Lord. Tat Prakashan indicates the direct manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nityanand Prabhu, and the initiating spiritual master Tat Chit refers to the spiritual energies, Shaktis of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar, Damodar, and Jagannath belong to the category of internal energy. The six principles of differently manifested but all are equally worshipable. Krishnadas Kaviraj begins by offering his obeisances unto them to teach us the method of worshipping Lord Chaitanya, the external potency of Godhead called Maya, and never associate with the Lord, just as darkness cannot remain in the presence of light. Yet, darkness, being but an illusionary and temporary covering of light, has no existence independent of light. So here Srila Prabhupada is telling us that doesn't matter whether it is our Shiksha Guru, our Diksha Guru, our Chaita Guru is of course again Sri Krishna, or it is a path showing Guru. So we must offer obeisances unto all our gurus before starting anything auspicious, like here Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has done. And in the last paragraph, he is telling us that Maya is the servant of Sri Krishna, and though she is considered to be dark and Sri Krishna is considered to be as light, so both of them cannot be there simultaneously, but still she is dependent on Sri Krishna. So Hari Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Moksha Mataji. Very nicely mentioned so many wonderful points. Does anyone remember we read this verse before? Do you think we read it? What do you say? This is the first verse of the first chapter of the first part, Adi Lila, chapter 1, text 1. Same verse. And this is not in Bengali, so the Bengali verses we will read in that meter. This is in Sanskrit. Vande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isha Avatarakan Tat Prakasham Statat Shaktim Tat Prakasham Statat Shakti Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Sangyakam. Same verse as it is, word to word, verbatim, A to Z, everything is same. No, there's no even slightest, tense change. So what does that mean? That means it's very important, right? Did Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami forget that, oh, I said this in the first, even the chapter has not yet ended. Did he forget? No. Why would a teacher, why would a pure devotee like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami repeat it? Because it's so important. So it's so important to remember Guru, Krishna, the devotees, the energies of the Lord, etc. The Lord is manifesting in the 6 features, and all of them we should give the topmost respect. Sakshat Dharitvena Samasta Shastri. We should respect the spiritual master like the Supreme Lord. We should respect the energy of the Lord, the Shaktis, etc. And Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, Path Pradarsha Guru, Chaitya Guru, both all are very, very important, and there is a lot of further discussion also. So I think we'll discuss then more. Text number later text will come. But in short, for now, we need to understand that they are all very, very important. It's not that, okay, I'm initiated, all set. Initiate means to begin, officially begin. But we need Shiksha. Shiksha is continuous practice. We need guidance, counseling, mentorship, someone to there. His Holiness Gaur Govind Maharaj mentions that Diksha Guru is, the one who kind of gives the tool to walk. But the Shiksha Guru is one who kind of holds our legs to help us walk. So both are very, very important, and we must have both. And Srila Prabhupada is our preeminent Shiksha Guru. Srila Prabhupada is not our Diksha Guru. We need to have a living Diksha Guru. That's very, very important. And some of the kind of portion of devotees have a different opinion, which is not approved by the governing body commission, which is not approved by the Shastras, which is not approved by the Holy Scriptures either. And we see that where we were talking about the Guru Parampara, right? They all had a living spiritual master, correct? They all took initiation from a living spiritual master. This is very, very important principle. And because there are certain devotees who mention that, well, Prabhupada is our Diksha Guru, so which as in ISKCON we do not accept, not because in ISKCON we don't accept, it's not accepted by the Shastras or the scriptures or the devotees. So and therefore we should figure out, we should look for a living spiritual master. And in ISKCON there's a whole process for that, how we should first get ourselves ready, then we should try to understand and hear lectures by the spiritual masters who are approved by General Body Commission, Governing Body Commission, GBC, and then pray to Kṛṣṇa also to help us give the right direction, to help us show the right path, and with our sincerity and our dedication and Krishna's mercy, Kṛṣṇa will certainly unveil the right Guru in our lives, like how he unveiled the right Guru for Dhruva. by sending his devotee like Narad Muni. Okay, we can read maybe one more verse. It's 35. It's a longer purport. Yes, Sampada Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna. Text 35. Mantra Guru Arayata Shiksha Guru Gana Tanhara Charana Age Kariye Vandana. Translation. I first offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of my initiating spiritual master and all my instructing spiritual masters. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami in his thesis Bhakti Sandarbha 202 has stated that uncontaminated devotional service is the objective of pure Vaishnavas, and that one has to execute such service in the association of other devotees. By associating with devotees of Lord Kṛṣṇa, one develops a sense of Kṛṣṇa consciousness and thus becomes inclined toward the loving service of the Lord. This is the process of approaching the Supreme Lord by gradual appreciation in the devotional service. If one desires unalloyed devotional service, one must associate with devotees of Sri Krishna. For by such association only can a conditioned soul achieve a taste for transcendental love and thus revive his eternal relationship with Godhead in a specific manifestation and in terms of the specific transcendental mellow rasa that one has eternally inherent in him. If one develops love for Krishna by Krishna conscious activities, one can know the supreme absolute truth, but he who tries to understand God simply by logical arguments will not succeed, nor will he get a taste for unalloyed devotion. The secret is that one must submissively listen to those who know perfectly the science of God, and one must begin the mode of service regulated by the preceptor. A devotee already attracted by the name, form, qualities, etc. For the Supreme Lord may be directed to his specific manner of devotional service. He need not waste time in approaching the Lord through logic. The expert spiritual master knows well how to engage his disciples' energy in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. And thus he engages a devotee in a specific devotional service according to his special tendency. A devotee must have only one initiating spiritual master because in the scriptures, acceptance of more than one is always forbidden. There is no limit, however, to the number of instructing spiritual masters one may accept. Generally, a spiritual master who constantly instructs a disciple in spiritual science becomes his initiating spiritual master later on. Thank you, Babaji. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. There is more, but we'll request someone to read. Yes, Ramohan Prabhu, you want to read this?
Hare Krishna, Dhanavat Pranam, the devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. One should always remember that a person who is reluctant to accept his spiritual master and be initiated is sure to be baffled in his endeavor to go back to Godhead. One who is not properly initiated may present himself as a great devotee, but in fact, he is sure to encounter many stumbling blocks on his path of progress towards spiritual realization, with the result that he must continue his term of material existence without relief. Such a helpless person is compared to a ship without a rudder, for such a ship can never reach its destination. It is imperative, therefore, that one accept a spiritual master if he at all desires to gain favor of the Lord. The service of the spiritual master is essential. If there is no chance to serve the spiritual master directly, a devotee should serve him by remembering his instruction. There is no difference between the spiritual master instructions and the spiritual master himself. In his absence, therefore, his words of direction should be pride and of the disciple. If one thinks that he is above consulting anyone else, including a spiritual master, he is at once an offender at the lotus of the Lord. Such an offender can never go back to Godhead. It is imperative that a serious person accepts a bona fide spiritual master in terms of the sastric injunctions. Sri Jiva Goswami advises that one not accept a spiritual master in terms of hereditary or customary, social, and ecclesiastical conventions. One should simply try to find a genuinely qualified spiritual master for actual advancement in spiritual understanding. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Any comments, Prabhu? Since you recently attended the Guru Disciple.
I remember from the class that you were talking about accepting a bona fide spiritual master, and Srila Prabhupada said that his instruction was that we cannot accept a Param Guru, we must accept a living Guru. And one more point is that even though one may not be constantly in contact with this initiating Guru, his instructions should be followed religiously, because Srila Prabhupada himself didn't have much contact with his spiritual Guru. I think from what I read, probably 5 times he met him, but he did carry out all instructions that was required by his Guru. That's my take, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Actually, this verse and purport is very, very deep, and there are a lot of hidden jewels in here. So I'd like to, take a kind of walk us through one more time. This is offering respects to initiating spiritual master and instructing spiritual master. So point number 1 to be noted: initiating spiritual master is one, and instructing spiritual masters could be many. Very, very important point. It's not that one has multiple initiating spiritual masters. That's a big topic in itself. But Shiksha Gurus can be many. It should not be that for personal counseling, I would suggest that we limit the instructing or Shiksha Gurus to be not more than 1 or 2, or max 3. But see, there is one thing learning Shiksha. Okay, can you explain me the tattva of who is Nityam Prabhu? That we can learn from multiple devotees who are sincerely following Krishna consciousness. And therefore we have so many devotees coming and giving classes, right? So in short, they all are in one way our Shiksha Gurus, right? You all agree with that? But there's a difference in the mentor and the counselor system. Who can tell what's the difference between a Shiksha Guru and a counselor or a mentor? Any thoughts?
Shiksha Guru, Hare Krishna, let him speak.
Okay, no, Mataji, you go right ahead, I will speak after.
Shiksha Guru practically is, theoretically speaks what is written in a book or a scriptures, but she or he remains informal. And a Diksha Guru, a Diksha Guru always initiate to go or direct. He is reflecting how to reach Vaikundham, the path, the real path. He shows the direction. And a Shiksha Guru mentors continuously.
Thank you. Thank you, yes, Raman Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I was going to say that Shiksha Guru is just exactly like what Mataji said. The one who mentors initially, to the devotee. But the one we listen to, like who give the lectures, they are not a form of guru, but they are not like a Shiksha guru. They're lecturing, so they didn't personally help that devotee like the mentor would have done. That's my understanding. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the Shiksha Guru is basically anyone who gives Shiksha. Even a tree is a Shiksha Guru, right? A tree gives us Shiksha to be humble, tolerant. And there could be many other Shiksha Gurus. So many devotees we hear, like in our Nityam Bhagavatam classes also. But we may not have a very close personal kind of level of understanding, or they may not know us personally. We may not know them personally. So how to kind of specifically uplift us in our specific situations? We need some mentor who is also a Shiksha Guru, but little more involved in our, based on our situation. Like chanting in the morning is very good, right? For example, chanting in the morning is very good. But for example, if someone says, well, Prabhuji, I have a job and that shift starts from 4 a.m. till 12 noon, right? Then am I disqualified from chanting? How do I apply that principle in my current situation? Or I have a night shift from 12 in the night to 8 a.m. in the morning. So something, I'm just giving example. This is my current situation. How do I make progress? So with that, we need some kind of one-to-one discussions. So that's very, very important, and we must seek out. That I feel truly helps. And that person, we give the charge of our lives. You help us, you guide us, you scold us when we go wrong, and we open up with them. We share our challenges. Oh, I'm struggling with this anartha. I am struggling with that anartha. This fault I have. I'm not able to do this, which I know I should do, etc. So then only we will get. In the lecture, many devotees will come. They'll say Hari Bol, we'll say Hari Bol, everything Hari Bol. But that improvement will be slow, correct? Because they don't know personally about our lives. We didn't share personally about our lives to anyone. So there is no like deep relationship. So therefore, we need to develop deep relationship. Bhakti is all about relationships. So there is one person whom we can, go to in times of joy and sorrow, who can help us to steadily and smoothly make spiritual progress. So that's very, very important in ISKCON, and we must all try to develop that. And that should not be multiple, those teachers, because then the mind will trick us. Because if I know that this teacher will tell me what I want to do, and this teacher will tell me what I want to do, this teacher will, so rather than having multiple mentors, we should have only maybe one or two. And it's not possible also to keep that close personal relationship with that many mentors. So that's very, very important point. Prabhupada is giving so deep, nuggets of spiritual, very, very important point, association of devotees of Lord Krishna. And then some people say, well, Prabhupada has not given any higher stuff, this stuff, that stuff. Whatever the jiva's relationship is, that will be revived. They revive his eternal relationship with God in a specific manifestation in terms of a specific transcendental mellow or rasa one has eternally inherit in him or her. By following this process of bhakti, by associating with devotees, purification will happen, and right time it will be unveiled. Everything is there if we reach the Prabhupada's books nicely. Then an important point, a secret is submissively listen to those who know the perfectly science of God. That means Tadvidi Pranipatina. Approach spiritual master and submissively hear not in the mood to challenge, not in the mood to check their knowledge. Very, very important. One should always remember that a person who is reluctant to accept spiritual master and be initiated is sure to be baffled in his endeavor. In short, now there are two sides. Some devotees, okay, I don't want to get initiated. I don't want to get initiated. That's one extreme. No, we should have spiritual eagerness because initiation means to begin. We should have that. Life is, short. I don't know, like today morning only, we all heard the news. 10 people in a grocery store killed, right? You heard somewhere in Boulder, Colorado. Grocery store, they were going to get some groceries, some milk and fruits and vegetables for themselves and their family. Just the end. Active shooter. Who would have ever imagined that that day would be, or today would be, their last day of life? They were not all old people. They were not all poor people or uneducated. Death does not distinguish on these parameters. I mean, it's a very sad news, but that's what's going on in the world. Kamala dala jala jivana tala mala. Just, very sad, but that's what the world we are living in. So, in short, we should have spiritual eagerness. But at the same time, one should never think I'm qualified to get initiation. Oh, I am there for 5 years. Oh, I'm there for 10 years, so I must be initiated. That's not the criteria. The criteria is, yes, I will do my best, but ultimately it's Guru's mercy. Because we can never be qualified. We just read every day some bhajan. What do we read? Lochandas Thakur, what is he saying? I'm so full. I don't have any attraction towards Krishna. I don't have any attraction towards Guru. So both extremes are not healthy. One, thinking that, take it easy going. No need for initiation. Just relax, chant your rounds. And one is, oh, no, I'm super qualified. Why I'm not getting? Why he's getting? Why I'm, that's also not very healthy if one wants to make spiritual progress. So right balance is required. Guru Karnadhara, a helpless person compared to a ship without a rudder. In short, without Guru, he's like the captain of the ship. So without the captain, will the ship go in the right destination? No. It will just flow with the waves of the materialistic winds of Maya. It will not go to spiritual destination. Very, very important point. Guru Karanadhara. So it's very, very essential to accept spiritual master and to serve the spiritual master through Vani, through Vapu if possible, and through Vani later when the Vapu may not be available. But more important is following the instructions. So Shraddha Goswami is kind of emphasizing on these points. And then, very, very important, if one thinks that he is above consulting anyone else, including a spiritual master, he's at once an offender to the lotus wheel. Who can explain this line? Anyone would like to elaborate what this line means here? You all read it, right? No one? Anyone wants to try?
So means it means like they do not have faith or that much respect to the spiritual master. That's why they want to like consulting anyone. Like spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Lord. So that's why he's offender if he or she does not think like that's this way.
Thank you, Mataji. So in short, one thinks I'm so nice devotee. I know a lot of shastras. I do my bhakti nicely. I don't need to check with Guru. I don't need to check with my mentor or counselor. I have above. I'm a senior devotee now. I'm initiated now. Initiation does not mean the stamp of initiation. That will not take us back home, back to Godhead. Regularly consulting Guru Sadhu Shastra, Regularly following their instructions will take us back home. So one should never feel, I am now a senior devotee, I don't need to consult anyone. Everyone should consult me now because I'm a senior devotee, right? So that's not a healthy attitude. In short, we should be humble and seek guidance from mature Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, Patpradarshak Guru, counselor, etc. And that's the parampara system. Hare Krishna. Any other comments before we move to the next piece?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Guru is same as Krishna. So if we offend a Guru, we are offending Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we should be submissive and all the time listen to our Guru. Hare Krishna.
Who can prove this statement of Prabhu with some verse from scriptures or something? Can anyone prove it? I'm quoting some Shastra. Yasya prasadad bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadad nagati kotopi, dhyayanstu vamstasya yashastri sandhyam, vande guru shri charana. If Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. If Guru is displeased, yasya aprasadad nagati kotopi, that person, uski koi gati nahi, no destination. So, pleasing Guru, pleasing Krishna. Displeasing Guru, displeasing Krishna. Okay. So now we will stop the